I look awful. Better? You see, originally I wanted to make a different video. Normally when we make an episode of Rift News, I make 2 or 3 other videos and then I make another episode of Rift News. That's because throughout these 2 or 3 videos, Riot releases enough information so that I can make another episode. However, this time, that's not the case. Riot has already released so many new things that I can easily make another episode. But people requested me to have a look at the new voice of Ashe, and that's why we're here. Now, from all the hype that people tweeted at me, I think that this video will be already too long, so let's get right on it. Actually, before we do, some people wonder why did Riot all of a sudden just update the voice of Ashe and why don't they do this more often? Well, the reason why Ashe specifically got updated now is because when they were making the new skin, which by the way, actually wrong side, is a legendary skin that will be in the next episode of Rift News, that skin has new voice lines, so they had to bring the voice actress of Ashe into their studio, and so while the actress was there, they could have recorded new voices for the normal Ashe as well. That's why Ashe specifically has new voiceover, because they had the actress in their studio and so they could easily do that. But anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at it. As always, with these videos, we wouldn't be able to do this without SkinSpotlights.
Praise Ornn, the Firebringer. I ask for your wisdom, First Builder and Forge Lord.
This is like the first interaction with Ornn? Who else in the game actually has interactions with the Ornn? I don't think anyone does, and that's always what's been bothering me. Thank God, Ashe can actually acknowledge one of the demigods of Freljord.
Glory to the Volibear, the thousand-pierced beast. Give my people the resilience of your wilderness and the fury of your storm.
Alright, so she also has an interaction with Volibear. Actually, no, that's not the interaction, that's just long move. So, oh, that's even cooler. She doesn't have these voice lines when she meets these champions. She is just talking about them because these are the gods of Freljord. This is their religion. This is so cool. She just moves around and she talks about the gods. That is way cooler than if she said this when she met specifically Ornn or Volibear. Also, the thousand-pierced beast. Again, Volibear in the Freljordian mythos, he's actually called the thousand-pierced bear, which is close enough. I'll give it to her. But a cool reference to the mythos of Freljord.
Praise Anivia, the Frostbringer. Let us feel the coming of change. Grant us the freedom to travel in safety.
Alright, so she has voices with all the demigods. Now, Anivia was always in this weird limbo where we know what she is. She is this demigod just like Volibear and Ornn, but we never really knew her purpose. She was always guiding people. When cruel winter arrived, she was always guiding people to safety. Basically, people were settled in one place, massive storm came, and so when they needed to outrun the storm, they believed in Anivia, and that her wings would kinda boost them along. See, that's what I mean. We never really learned what exactly Anivia does, but she is the demigod that is helping people to move to safer places. That's why Ashe mentions, let us feel the coming of change. Because usually they refer to the winter coming. Because, you know, winter comes with Anivia's wings. And then she mentions, grant us the freedom to travel in safety, as I explained. Then again, it's totally weird to worship a god that is bringing the storm, or in this case the winter, when you are trying to outrun the winter. Anyway, let's move on.
Praise Kindred, the two hunters. Pray we see death's approach, so we may complete our labors and die with our eyes open.
Okay, alright, so she has quotes against all the demigods. Probably. Because Kindred, as was confirmed, I didn't believe this for many years, but yes, this year it was confirmed that Kindred are actually death. They actually are death, so no matter what you are, you should kinda believe in Kindred in different forms. They don't necessarily have to be the lamb and the wolf. They can be, in Aurelian's case, the harbinger of end and destruction, you know what I mean. Basically, Kindred don't have one form. They can look like whatever you believe in. But in Freljord, they do believe in Kindred as well, because in the story where they were awaiting Volibear, there was a group of warriors in the mountains and they were waiting for Volibear to arrive and destroy them all, and suddenly Ornn arrived out of nowhere and he saved them. They did pray to Kindred, but they prayed to both Lamb and the Wolf, unlike someone like a Noxian who only believes in the wolf, or rather they worship only the wolf. But it's cool to see that Ashe is also worshipping, or she is at least talking about, Kindred, who is another demigod, or rather, this is like the supreme god of everything, because, you know, Kindred are actually the actual death.
Blessed Three Sisters, give me strength to endure what I must. Give me courage to fight who I must. Give me knowledge to see the truth.
Okay, so Ashe is also praying to legends. Because, you know, the legend of the Three Sisters, which is basically what kickstarted the entire Freljord. Nothing special to mention here. But it's cool that she's also praying to the Three Sisters. Which, granted, are all dead. They are not all powerful. So they probably won't give you anything, even if you pray to them.
Bless us, Ildhaurg, Warden of Sacrifice. Protect my husband. Protect my people. If my death pleases you, let it sustain my tribe.
Ildhaurg? What? Now, alright. In the background, I will do some research because I am not sure what Ildhaurg even is. Now, the only thing this could be, and I have no doubt that you guys will think this as well, since she prayed to Volibear, Ornn, and Anivia, there is also the Seal Sister, which could be Ildhaurg. Now, the name is very Norwegian, so I would assume that this is a Freljordian demigod. But then again, I don't think we have ever heard this name. So this might be a hint at the Seal Sister. Now, we do know that the Seal Sister is real, that's not a theory. There is a fourth demigod besides Ornn, Volibear, and Anivia. There is a fourth one. It's probably a demigod that had something to do with the seas around Freljord. But we don't know anything about that. But it's cool that she calls Ildhaurg Warden of Sacrifice. That is something new. We did not know that this new fourth demigod would have anything to do with sacrifice at all. And she's also saying protect my husband because yes, Tryndamere is her husband. Protect my people. If my death pleases you, let it sustain my tribe. Now that is an interesting quote as well. See, it almost seems like Ildhaurg, because she's the Warden of Sacrifice, assuming it is she, that would make sense why death would please this demigod. Because she cares about sacrificing lives. But I assume that the point here is that you sacrifice something to gain something else. That's why if my death pleases you, as in Ashe is sacrificing herself, let it sustain my tribe. So she's sacrificing herself to save her people. Really cool point. I wish the comic would actually say more about this, because right now, Ildhaurg is a totally new name to us.
I dream of the day after the tribes are unified. I dream of no longer needing to lead. It is not the goddess Avarosa's glory I wish to recapture. It is our people's. Destiny.
Okay.
I have always hated that word. It is a worm that ruins lives and murders innocence. It is a deceiver and bringer of woe.
Okay, I assume that she's referring to her destiny being the leader of her people. Other than that, I'm not sure why she would really be against destiny. But it's true that her entire life was basically led by destiny. Everyone was telling her, oh, your destiny is to become the leader of the Avarosans, and your destiny is to wield a legendary weapon, you know, such and such. So okay, maybe that's why she really doesn't like destiny, because everyone's been shoving it in her face.
I am a war mother, a chieftain, only because no one else will do what must be done.
That is true. There is no one else in the entire Avarosan tribe besides one of her great fathers, because, you know, in Freljord or in the Avarosan tribe, when someone is born into the family of the leaders, they usually have many people that take care of them. And so Ashe technically only had one father, you know how world works. But in the Freljordian family, she had 8 fathers. There were 8 fathers, 8 men that took care of her. and none of them actually stepped up to become leaders. Which is true. Ashe was kind of forced into it because no one else would take the mantle.
We praise the leader who
Also, they all died.
We praise the leader who unifies, forgetting it is only the unity that matters. What is it to lead? It is to lie. It is to preach caution even when you are elated. It is to give hope even when you feel none.
Why is she so... Why does she feel so cold when she says that? Like, no emotion whatsoever.
You do not aim a bow at the target. You fire knowing where the target will be. This is vision. I loved my mother.
Am I the only one who feels like she's kinda emotionless?
I loved my battle sister. I love my people.
Oh, I really feel the love from the way you say that.
It is because of this love that I fight. Clan or tribe, they will join us. This is the will of Avarosa.
This is the way of the Winter's Claw. They absorb tribe after tribe. Avarosans don't do that.
Avarosan is the
They don't force anyone to join them. They're friendly.
tribe of many, because all Freljordians are one people.
Yes, don't
Avarosa
enforce that
speaks
to
one
me.
truth, as all gods must. She is our dream of unity.
Okay, I see. So Ashe got a little bit crazy after her encounter with her destiny.
The three sisters are a myth that has strangled our people. It is a tale of failure.
What? Hey, hold on. You can't say that the three sisters are a myth that has strangled our people, and then immediately after that go worship Avarosa? She's one of the three sisters.
Avarosa, guide me.
These two quotes go one after another. I did not cut between the lines. These two lines follow one another.
Lead the target. We will unite the Freljord. Swiftly now. We must press on.
Okay, these are the generics. Let's skip them.
Forebears. The ice is not pain, it is surrender.
Whoa, that's a cool one. Ooh, that's a cool one. This is a direct quote from the comic. This is the quote when she picks up or she tries to embrace a true ice weapon. That's a cool reference.
Anivia, how often have I sought your guidance? And how like a god to betray a mortal's trust?
I think this is the first time anyone has ever been mad at poor Anivia. Then again, I am still not sure what Anivia actually does. Maybe that's why she didn't do anything.
Brahm, what are you doing over there? Are you drunk?
Poor Braum.
Gragas, are you blind? You're on the wrong side! Again!
Wait, again? Is Gragas a betrayer? Is there a new story? People, we still need a story about Gragas. Gragas is the only outdated champion in League of Legends right now. If you don't count the Voidborn. Is Gragas secretly a betrayer? No, it's probably because he was drunk and he was on the other side. But sure, maybe there was a hint.
The fate of our people hangs in the balance, and you betray me?
Yeah, she's been doing that for millennia now. I like how Ashe went from totally peaceful to let's kill everyone.
You named me battle sister and kin, Sejuani. Do not make me fight you!
Okay, that's a reference to the comic as well, where at the end, Sejuani and Ashe were friends, they were BFFs. And then, Sejuani kinda wanted to prove her worth to her clan, and so she just burned another village, and Ashe was like, you know what? I don't like burning villages. And so, the two split. She says Battle Sister here, because Battle Sisters are BFFs in Freljord.
Trolls are the enemy of mankind. You will die like a beast.
But what about Jax, who fought with men during the battle?
Tryndamere, what have you become?
What did he do? You mean he's on the other side? You mean he betrayed you? I assume that's what she's referencing because, you know, this is first encounter against Tryndamere. Boy, is she mad about it though.
Ancient One, go! The Volibear is honored here, but unwanted.
Whoa! This is interesting because we still are not entirely sure what Volibear actually is, or at least what the Volibear in-game is. Because we know that Volibear, or the Volibear, is this mighty force in Freljord that's kind of like a twisted undead, goopy, stormy something. And those who worship it, and especially the shapeshifters who worship it, kinda turn into animalistic monsters in the end. It's cool that she calls Volibear Ancient One, but I'm not sure if she knows that Volibear is supposed to be the force behind all this goopy mess. So I wonder if the Volibear in-game is perhaps like one unit of the Volibear. I don't know, this entire thing is confusing. I wish the VGU for Volibear would come sooner, because at least we would learn what's happening there.
So, Braum, no shirt, huh? And I don't have pants. Yay, Freljord.
What is she referring to? Oh, it's because Freljordians don't wear clothes. See, that's true. There is not a single Freljordian who's actually clothed accordingly. Now, granted, it's because most of them are hearthbound or they are iceborne, and so basically everyone is immune to just frost and ice and cold. But still, some clothing in the really cold weather would be nice.
Braum, we are winter people from a frozen land, so we must pop it, pop it.
I guess my English is bad because I don't know what she means by this.
Tryndamere, my love, I always suspected this would be our end.
What, that he dies? And her, not her? Wait, hold on. She suspected that it's kill champion Tryndamere. She suspected that she would kill Tryndamere? What?
Man no longer needs the Volibear. Return, and I will slay you again.
See, Volibear could return. And he will slay, sorry, she would slay him again. This kind of confirms that, I don't know. You know, she wouldn't be able to kill the demigod anyway. I mean, this is just an interaction in the game. This is no value for the story at all. But this is a hint that Volibear really might not be the force or the demigod. The Volibear in game, the little bear, might, or you know, he's not that little, but he might be just one unit of that force.
Svog, Warmblood, was that your best? I killed you without trying.
Svag. See, Svag is a very mean thing to say in Freljord. It's basically equivalent to
Huh, Svog, I have seen babies fight better than you.
Okay.
All that Frost touches, we know.
Oh, that's a reference I know. Well, but that's all the quotes. I have to say, she did get a little intense at the end. I still do like the new voice. I am glad that they updated it because now it finally makes sense. There are a couple of champions in the game where one champion has a reference to the other, but the other does not have a reference towards the first one. And I'm glad that when Riot has the chance to do this, they do actually update the champion voices as well. Now, I don't think this will be as frequent as we think. I think that the reason why it happened with Ashe and before it happened with Lee Sin is because when they are making something with that champion, for example, they are making a legendary skin, they need that voice actor to be in the studio. And while that voice actor is in the studio, they can also update the voice of the original champion. So I don't think these updates will be as frequent, but they are a cool thing to see nonetheless. Now, this video has been already too long, so I will just cut it off with probably the most heroic quote that Ashe has.
Thunk.
Hey, did you know that we have social media and Twitch where we talk about other League facts and stories? And did you know that we have neat mugs and shirts too? The links to all of that will be below. And as always, thank you, come again.